Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gatorlight, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gatorlight hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you were the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate. By automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
Welcome. 3 welcomes this week, Coach, to Coaching Youth Hoops. How are you?
How are you, Coach?
I'm good. I've added to my Disney collection. There's my new.
I noticed that. I know you cleaned that, and I don't know if that was rearranging it, or you got some new stuff.
Some tickets from Disney World in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
There. Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
Yeah. Not a Disney podcast, but there's my dog's name's Disney, so I can definitely do a plug. All right, so before we jump into our topic this week, because I have a couple ideas about that topic, let's give a big shout out to Coaching Youth Hoops, because a lot of you are probably in the heart of the season at this point. Maybe some of you are even
starting too.
Yeah, for sure.
No, well, if you're listening to this live and in order, right? Depending where you're jumping in, but Coach, if you're spending hours searching the internet for what to do, you can stop. We've done all the hard work. We boiled down everything you need to teach at the levels of K through 8 at coachingyouthhoops.com. Go check it out. Years of experience, trial and error. We put the sweat into creating a plan at every level for you. We know what works, what doesn't work, because we tried it. Thousands of practice plans boil down to what works, what doesn't at each age level. Plus hundreds of free resources. Go check it out at coachingyouthhoops.com.
And then let's talk about your t-shirt, Coach.
Yeah, t-shirt, Coach. Yeah, I like that. See, you got Cubs on. I got Sideline Savings.
I know. I've asked for one. Yeah.
So, coaches, if you're a tournament operator, go check out sidelinesavings.com. We're creating a better ticketing program for you. Also layered in that is a loyalty program for your parents. So, excuse me. We noticed that you guys noticed, right? We all noticed the rising cost of youth sports.
Yes.
We want to take care of that. So go to sidelinesavings.com. Go check it out. Love to talk with you.
All right.
And I'm going to take a drink of water.
He is. Coach is verklempt. Those of you that have watched Saturday Night Live, he's a little verklempt at this point. All right. So today we're going to talk about creating a positive team atmosphere. So you're talking about the balance.
We're talking about creating fun and competitive environment.
I did the wrong one. I just told
teasing next.
I'm teasing next week's.
Yeah, teasing next week.
We're not gonna. You know what? We don't edit it out. We're gonna leave it.
Yeah, we're wrong.
Coach can't read And it is what it is. I'm in summer mode. Maybe we're doing this, it's even October and I'm still in summer mode. And I just hit my Mickey watch. So that it just seems appropriate that the wheels are coming off at this point. All right. So I was going to get to the actual topic, but so the fine balance, I was getting to this, the fine balance between creating a fun practice and a competitive practice at the youth level, which is really hard because it can't be all fun and it can't be all competitive.
Yeah.
What is that perfect balance between them? And I think it's hard. I think I always struggled with that. I've always struggled with that at the youth level. It's like, you want them to want you. It's kind of like, again, going into the Disney thing, you want to leave the park when they want to still stay at the park. You don't want to leave the park when they're burnt out and they aren't having fun. It's the same thing with practice. You want them to want to come to the next practice. You know what I mean? You want them to want more. So that's where the fun comes in. But you also it's got to be competitive enough and learning enough to be good to play on Saturday and maybe win the game too. So I think it's a really hard thing to kind of, I don't think it's 50-50 necessarily. But I think it depends on the age level. I think it depends on the skill level in some respects. What do you think?
And there's this thing called peak end, and I think if you go to coachingyouthhoops.com and go to our blog and just search for peak end, I believe I did a post about it. And it's this concept of kids will remember the last thing you do in practice. So, what is fun for them? Their fun is rolling a ball out, running up and down the court for an hour, and then leaving.
That's all they want to do.
That's all they want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I always end with what they want to do, which they think is quote unquote fun. Right. And honestly, sometimes it just drives, which is a scrimmage, but it honestly is like, Coach, are we going to do anything fun today? And I'm like, if we just did all of these like game type stuff, like you didn't think that was fun? And right now, I just want to go 5-on-5. And I'm like, you guys don't even know how to play yet. Like you don't know how to play. You don't know how to do X or Y.
It's unique to basketball because I don't think does a baseball player say we just want to play baseball, like a baseball practice. Is it the soccer coach? I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
I mean, I'm thinking about my son who was a competitive baseball player. Did he just say he probably would have just preferred to go out and play the game, full game and probably same thing. I would imagine it's just it's a kid thing. They just want to play, right? And part of our problem is, right, we've made it so structured. I get it. They don't have time for free play. So for them coming to our club practices, they think, is the free play, right? But they're so overscheduled, they don't have free play time. And you know what I mean? So they don't know what the difference between a club basketball practice and just, hey, Steve, you want to go shoot some hoops in the backyard, right? It's free play. There's no structure to that. They don't. So, and I absolutely right. The balance is tough. There's no perfect 50-50. It depends on what you do. But I think there's some frameworks and things you can think about in breaking up a practice, which is, maybe 2 competitive drills with something quote unquote fun, right? And ask the kids, what's fun to you? If I was going to pick out, let's do this game where, let's do, Queen of the Court, coach girls, right? Queen of the Court, where we're dribbling and, doing dribble tag. It's another what we call dribble tag, right? And then, go back to, a couple more competitive drills and then end with whatever you end with, make it fun because that's their memory leaving practice, whatever that is, right? So it's more about the structure.
Right. And it's kind of like hiding if there's a way to, as a coach has done this well in our practice plans and coaching youth hoops, but if there's a way to kind of hide the vegetables in the mashed potatoes, to hide the skill in a fun game like situation, they won't know that they're eating their vegetables. They won't know that they're learning the screen, whatever it is, whatever you're specifically doing. There's a nuance to that. That doesn't necessarily come easy, but I think that if as a youth coach, if there's a way to to do that, I think it makes it a little bit easier for you. I mean, obviously, small-sided games is one way of doing it, but there's other ways in which you can hide the 2-on-2 full court. Oh, we're kind of playing. It's not 5-on-5, coach, but whatever it is, I think there's some ways of hiding from a teacher. There's ways of hiding their learning, so they don't necessarily know they're learning, but they are. They're building their own a little bit.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. I mean, I think that's a really good point. Is you hear about a lot about this small-sided games, and that's a great way to mix in the vegetables with right
The mashed potatoes.
the mashed potatoes. Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, it's not a percentage. It is all about the structure that you create at practice. And are you fun? Or are you constantly yelling at the kids, trying to force your will, so to speak, which I've seen a lot, with coaches. And, I always say, read the room, like how the kids to that particular practice,
Right.
that particular day. But I think this is really what stems is that, that competitive, it can't be 100% just goofing around, kind of quote unquote, we'll say fun, right?
Right.
I always say like practice should just be fun in general, right? You're playing, you get to play with your friends, you're around your friends. But again, I'm thinking about the lens of a child, which it's just the play, right? And I think it's the balance that you have to strike between doing competitive games, keeping score on stuff. And score is not always on the scoreboard. It's like defensive stops, right? Making it competitive that way, right? Maybe doing some one-on-ones, like scoring other things that you want to teach other than the actual basket that they just made.
Yeah.
Right.
That their thinking is the only important thing. Yes.
Yeah, right. So again, it's your structure of practice, how you structure competitive drills versus, what they consider to be fun. And ask them, what's a fun drill you've done or we've done together? And
and that doesn't necessarily read into this topic per se, but I always let them, like, we'll have practice, and at the end of practice to go, what's one thing we did? And I said, you can't do 5-on-5 scrimmaging. I said, one thing we did at practice today that you want to do next week or Tuesday or next practice. Yeah, that's
a great question.
And then we start, and then that's the first thing we do the next practice.
I like that.
So I don't let them double up. So if it's, whatever it is, XYZ drill, then they can't do XYZ drill the next week. They have to pick a new one of the ones or the things that we do. So it gives a little variety. They can go back to it the following week, which they tend to do, if we play, especially if it's third grade and it's dribble tag or something. But I make them kind of, and then it's like, hey, remember, we're going to do this first. You remember and then it's like a test. It's like, let's see if we can, and I tell them, like, hey, we're going to do that. So let's see if we can remember it for, Tuesday or whatever we're going to have our specific practice. I think that's a kind of a neat way to let them have a little ownership in the practice, but do something that they enjoy doing, like you said, Coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No. Go check out coachingyouthhoops.com for fun and competitive drills all in one practice.
Everything you need. All right. Till next week, Coach.
Till next week.